everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about everything I watched in the month of October 2025. It was a very light month for me watching. I'm slowly getting back into regularly watching movies and shows and things like that. But with writing my book and trying to keep up with social media and stuff around the house, it has been a lot. But we're getting there. So I'm going to let you guys know what I managed to watch. We're going to start with the series first, and then we're going to go on to the movies. So if you are curious, then feel free to keep on watching. Okay, so starting with the series, I don't know if this is in order. I just don't know for certain if I watched this one before the next one and so on, but it doesn't really matter. Either way, I did watch it. Monster Gein on Netflix. I started watching this and I think I got 3/4 of the way through before I kind of called it quits. And I know I really wanted to love this show. I normally do love shows like this. I haven't watched the other Monster series on Netflix, but I'd been hearing really good things. I love the main actor. I can't remember his name. Charlie Hunnam? I think it's Charlie Hunnam. Hunnam? Probably butchering that, but he was fantastic playing Gein. Absolutely brilliant. I have no complaints about his acting in this series, but for me, it was just a little weird. To be fair, I don't really know the ins and outs and all the details of the Gein like history and what happened with that. I do need to do a little bit more research on that. To me, it was just a little uncomfortable to watch. It was a little bit out there. I'm someone who loves horror as well. I've watched a lot of horror movies. We will be talking about a couple horror movies that I watched, but I don't know. There was something missing here for me. Like I said, loved his acting, the way it was filmed. Ryan Murphy is fantastic, but again, just a little too weird and uncomfortable for me. So unfortunately, I did watch about 3/4 of that, but then decided to stop watching it. And then we are switching, like we are doing a whole switch. I did watch the new series of American Love is Blind. Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it's Love is Blind. It's the same thing every series. I've watched the UK one. I've watched the foreign ones, like the French one. I've watched the Japanese one. I've watched all the other different various ones. I think there's a Swedish one that I watched at some point. I would say the UK one and the US ones are probably my favorites, but again, this one was definitely on the weak side. I think that the whole argument at the moment that people are making online about, you know, they've proven that love truly isn't blind, and that I think the series has come to a natural kind of conclusion in that respect now. I would agree with that. I think it's very bingeable, easy TV to watch. And that's all it is. You know, you don't have to concentrate on it. You don't have to focus on it. You don't have to think too much on it. It's just not that kind of show. It's kind of trash TV. And sometimes you want some trash TV. Sometimes I want some trash TV. It just takes my mind off things. And, you know, like I said, it's easy to watch. It's bingeable. That's exactly what it was. But I will say the ending to the new season of Love is Blind, although not surprising, still disappointing. I won't give any spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched it, but yeah, I do wonder where they're gonna go and if they're gonna make another season, because I'm not sure if they should. The last of the series, my spouse and I started watching Wayward, which is a new 2025 thriller series on Netflix, and it has Toni Collette in it. And if you don't know, Toni Collette was famously in Hereditary. She did a brilliant job in Hereditary playing the mother. That scene at the table where she's like, "'Cause no one admits what they've done." Like, iconic. Seriously, she is fantastic. absolutely fantastic. So when I heard that she was going to be in this, I knew immediately that I was going to watch it. So we haven't finished it yet. We are still watching it, but we did start it last month, and we are now on the second to last episode. And I mean, it has been so good, like better than I thought it was going to be. Small town mystery, you know, dark hidden secrets, all that sort of stuff that you love in a thriller show. So yeah, it hits every single one of those like thriller tropes and the themes that you want to see. And yeah, it's very eerie. It's very unsettling. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Not quite sure where they're going to go with the last 2 episodes, because I feel like there's still a lot to understand about this facility and this town and all these people behind it and where are all the kids and stuff. Like there's so many questions that are in my mind, so I'm very excited to see how they unravel all of those questions and all of those different mysteries in the last 2 episodes. Okay, and now we're going to move on to movies. So my spouse and I went to see The Strangers Chapter 2 in the theater, and I absolutely loved it. Madeline Petch was fantastic in that. She is such a cool actress. I loved her in Riverdale. I didn't watch all of Riverdale, but she is an actress that I got to know in Riverdale, and you know, she definitely appeared on my radar from Riverdale. So loved her in Chapter 1, really enjoyed that. I literally have a Chapter's original movie poster here, so I'm a big fan of The Strangers. And I know that these movies got kind of poor ratings, and I know a lot of people didn't like them, but honestly, I thought they were good. I really did. I thought they were fun to watch. I thought that maybe they were a little less scary than the like OG Strangers, but they were still really fun. And yeah, I had a good time. And again, really enjoyed Chapter 2. The scene with her in the forest where she's stitching up her side. So painful to watch, and her screams and everything. It was raw, it was unfiltered, it was very like natural, the way that she was acting and screaming as she was in pain. It was just, she did such a good job acting that role, and I think that that's the main reason why I love these, because I really am a fan of her. I think she could carry these movies for probably at least a couple more, but we'll see. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. The week after we saw The Strangers, we went to go see The Long Walk. The Long Walk is a movie adaptation of Stephen King's, I think it's a novella. I want to say it's a novella, short story, I believe he wrote when he was writing under Richard Buckman. And yeah, this is a movie adaptation of that. So I haven't actually read the story. I've been seeing a lot online about, you know, what it's about. It's a fairly simple premise. It's literally a long walk. One winner, whoever kind of survives until the end, wins a wish and a whole bunch of cash or whatever. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, that sounds like my kind of thing. And I enjoyed it. I think the 2 main actors were just phenomenal. Like David Johnson and Cooper Hoffman, phenomenal, so good. Especially David Johnson, god, he was incredible in this movie, and I loved seeing their friendship blossom despite the circumstances, and knowing that like only one of them was going to survive. The fact that they became friends and they supported one another and they literally saved each other's lives on multiple occasions throughout the walk. It was just really special, and it was really beautiful to witness that. But I will say, the movie surprised me at how disturbing it was. Like, I know it's supposed to be upsetting, it's supposed to be disturbing, it's supposed to be unsettling, and it's supposed to be rough and raw, and, you know, it is not a happy movie. It's a horror movie, but it is certainly not a happy movie. But even then, there were moments that really sat with me after, and I felt anxious watching it. I don't know what it was. There were a couple of moments where some of the young guys were really suffering from, you know, upset stomachs or really horrific foot injuries, and they were still trying to survive and trying to continue the walk so they wouldn't die. And I don't know, it just, it was so rough to watch in some parts, but overall, it was good. I'm excited to add it to my physical collection. Definitely plan to buy it when it comes out. Apparently need to watch more Stephen King movies because I really liked it. Changing the tune a little bit, we have a rom-com. I felt like I needed to lighten the mood after watching The Long Walk. So this was like midnight. I couldn't sleep. Maybe it was like 1 a.m. in the morning or 2 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I was doing a little bit of writing, but I was like, I really want to just like chill and watch a movie or something. And I decided to put on the new rom-com on Netflix called The Wrong Paris. It's a reality show similar to like The Bachelor, and the main actress, she thinks she's going to Paris, France. It turns out that it's actually Paris, Texas, and the show people have kind of arranged it to be this way, to be like a blindsided, you know, oh my God, where are we? Why are we in Texas? You know, this is all on air, and they're sort of being tricked as part of the entertainment of the show. Obviously, as rom-com, she meets the guy. They kind of, I wouldn't say they don't like each other. They do like each other from the get-go, but, you know, she's not really in it fully for the romance and for actually like getting to know him. She's in it for other reasons. As a lot of romance stories go, and especially a lot of rom-coms, they build a connection. All just blossom from there. It was actually hilarious. There were moments in this. There's a character in particular. I can't remember her name. Is it Hannah? Is it Hannah Stocking? No, wait, maybe, no. There's a character in this movie and she plays like a kind of rough around the edges tomboy sort of type, bit of a guy's guy. Yeah, and she is so funny. And there's this scene where they're doing this competition to win a date, and they do axe throwing, and she throws this axe and it bounces off the target and like hits her in the head, and she's just like, oh, God. And it actually made me cackle. And my spouse is asleep upstairs, and I cackle out loud, cover my mouth. But there were a couple of moments like that actually like cracked me up. It's very silly humor, like it's very light, silly humor, but I'm such a sucker for that. Give me silly humor any day, and I will just eat that up. It was perfect for romantic comedy as well. I mean, that's what you want. You want the romance, you want the silly comedy, you want those moments where, you know, you're just giggling to yourself and you're feeling giddy, and it's a good time. It's a good time. If you want a rom-com, watch The Wrong Paris. You're going to get a rom-com like through and through. Okay, so last but certainly not least, I watched The Life List, which is again a rom-com. It's more, I'd say, on the romance side than the comedy side. There's a couple moments that I think are comedic, but I would say it more leans on just strictly romance. I'm going to be honest, I didn't love this one. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it. I actually ended up watching this in 3 separate sittings just because I felt kind of distracted the whole time. I couldn't really get into it. But I will say I really did like the ending. I think the last like third of it and the ending was the best part of the movie. And I did feel emotionally touched by how it ended. I think that was really lovely. I do like the story behind it with her mother and this whole life list kind of mission, this kind of quest that she has to experience all these things that she truly wants to do in her heart that she hasn't been able to do, or she's been putting off, been focused on other things, just life in general, and she hasn't been able to really like find herself, you know, and enjoy her life, discover who it is that she truly is on the inside. And obviously one of those things on this list is to experience true love. So it's a little bit cheesy, but hey, I like cheesy. It's fun. I like the concept. I do. And I think Sophia Carson is a wonderful actress. I think she was perfect for this role. But again, I just didn't feel entirely immersed the whole time. I watched it in separate settings. It was fine. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it, but if you're looking for just kind of a casual, little bit sad romance movie that might make you cry, especially at the end, then this might be for you. That was all that I watched in October. Again, it's not a lot. I do plan to watch more as I'm finishing up the book that I'm writing. So hopefully I will be able to talk about way more in the next video. But if you enjoyed this and you are keen to watch more, I would love to have you back for more. So please feel free to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to be notified of all my uploads. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.